always want Arsenal to win, but how can I justify wanting Arsenal to win when we've got this manager in charge who's not up to it? I can't justify it. So all the games, I'm a neutral. I watch the game, and if we lose, it's a plus because he might get sacked. And if we win, we win. But do you know what? It just prolongs my agony and a lot of other people's agony.
That's the
worst. Why can't we get rid of him now?
That's the worst feeling to have as a fan, Darren, is not caring. Because, I mean, like, what else is there? I mean, it's brought all of us together. We've got to put all through this torture together. It's just, it's maddening. He's completely out of his depth. Completely, utterly out of his depth. I couldn't agree more, Darren. It's like you get to a point where it's like, why would I ever want our club to lose? Ever. To change the manager. And I think that he's sunk his teeth so far into Josh Kroenke's ass that it's never coming out. Remember, Jess has said it, Matt said it, he bullied his way in. He found an opportunity where the owners were somewhat naive in what they wanted in a manager at the club. They had this great club, Kroenke's looking at it like, who do we get? I think Arteta schemed his little ass way in there with his little Prada coat and, I'm an Arsenal guy, right? Because I played there. I was at number 8. I scored a couple goals.
The panic buy.
Snaked his way into that job. He snaked his way into that job because he's been holding the Kroenke's hands on pretty much everything. Like TJ said in the show, he was at Avalanche games, Colorado Rapids, MLS games there, with the Kroenkes sitting up there pointing at players and explaining what's what. And we saw in the All or Nothing, he's trying to be an Arsene Wenger without the Arsene Wenger experience. Let's remember, Arsene Wenger was in football for almost 40 years before he came to Arsenal.
Arsene Wenger
in Japan.
No, dude, you took the word. I was just getting ready to say. I was just getting ready to say.
Japan and Monaco.
Yeah.
For him to even get a sniff at Arsenal. I mean, it's just, we've gone downhill, and I feel bad for Jez, for Darren, and for the older fans who've been diehards of this club for 40 plus years or more, of course, and to have to put up with this crap. This is crap.
Yeah.
This is like we're no bigger really right now than Crystal Palace, West Ham. Wolves are playing better football than us. Luton is playing better football than us at times. Bournemouth is playing better football than us. Bournemouth. Fucking Bournemouth. I mean, what? I'm just
it's what we've
done, bro. I've never seen the team in this condition. Ever.
Doing it.
20th and 8th, right? So we have been around there before. So I have
$700 million spent.
Bro, you know what we could have done with that money? I mean, everyone has players they want, but that's like 6 players.
That's 4 world-class players guaranteed. That's 4 guaranteed. Guaranteed. Not one. I want people to let that sink in. Sink in.
Almost
no.
This guy spent.
No world-class player has signed under this manager.
Nope.
Not one.
Not one.
That's telling in itself. They're not buying. Go ahead, Eli.
I was just gonna say the craziest thing is that our fans condone this and they make excuses for this manager. They make excuses for these performances. That like I was in a group chat talking to some buddies of mine, and they were like, "Oh, we went out the FA Cup. I'm not even that bothered." What?
Yeah, I've seen that.
You're not bothered about losing? Are you serious? Bro, my head just went. My head went at that point. I had to leave before I said something I regret. Like I'm like, yo, how can you be a fan of losing? How?
I saw a comment on Facebook tonight. Oh, well, it's not such a bad thing. We're out the FA Cup. We can concentrate on the league and Champions League now. And I'm just like, seriously?
I'm so tired of that bullshit, man. I am so tired of that bullshit. That we'll just throw it away. Listen. Nothing is changing. It's the same old song and dance year in, year out. We're out of every. If I could find it, whoever starts talking next, I'm gonna go out and look for this statistic. I want y'all to see the failure of this man in these cups, because it is shocking. I told Gunner this. His cup dossier alone should have him fired.
Yes.
Yeah. Just the cups. We ain't talking about league. We ain't talking about challenging for the title. We're talking about the cups. Just how we have just been sitting packing every time we get in one. Sitting packing. It's shocking, man. It's ridiculous. We're not even competitive.
The thing is, he just said it puts it and hits the nail on the head. Oh well, we're out the FA Cup. We can concentrate, right, on the Premier League. When are these fucking idiots going to wake up? So when we're out of the Premier League and when we're out of the Champions League, which won't be very far away, what are we going to go for next time? Oh well, next season. Oh well, it's top 4. Yeah. What is wrong with these bloody people? What is wrong? Get your lives together and understand that it's actually you need to have a winning mentality. A top level club goes for everything. You don't pick and bloody choose. You have to win and attempt to win everything. And it's an absolute shit show manager that we've got, and people accept this. Accept it. And that is what is keeping this clown, this absolute clown at this football club. And I am actually glad, from what I've heard from friends of mine that were actually there today, they were getting booed. That team was booed.
Good.
They need to boo more. They deserved it. They deserved it. That performance was absolutely shambolic. Like as I was watching that, like I'm a younger Arsenal fan, so I also started a little later, in terms of watching this team, but that doesn't mean I care any different for them. You know what I'm saying? Like I treat them as much as I treat like any of my other clubs that I follow. Like this is my team, and it hurts. It hurts me when we go out like that. It hurts me when we don't score. It hurts me when I see, my fellow fans saying that we don't care about losing and that we don't care about, not trying to, band together and try to get rid of this manager and try to, hold this team accountable. You know what I'm saying? Like it just frustrates me. It's so frustrating. I just don't understand how people can be okay with losing all the time. 4.5 years outside of the one FA Cup that we won. And nobody's questioning this. Oh, but he's a young manager. Give him time. For what? For him to lose more and bottom more? I'm tired of this, man. Like I haven't even seen us win a title.
I'm saying right there, alone is what I'm talking about. This man has the passion, but the problem is you've got another subset of fans. Doesn't matter because they've never seen it. But he has the passion, the desire. Who wants to support a loser? Who wants to keep supporting a loser? Especially with the new batch of fans. We're going to turn right around here, Darren and Jez. We're going to look up in 15 years. There's going to be City fans all over the place. Because we have a newer batch of fans coming into the game.
Yep.
For all this PR, for all these dogs, for all these all these knife kits, for all these 15 kits that come out, the Ian Wright collection, all this stuff, you're gonna look up. It ain't gonna be worth anything.
Well, right here, we're looking at it right now on paper. That's his fucking resume. Excuse my language.
Oh, bro, it's all good, man.
X's on every single one of those milestones in his management CV at Arsenal. He's failed 15 out of 16 times. He gets a fucking 0. He would be fired from a corporate job. If I'm reviewing someone, and I've been a manager at engineering companies, industrial engineering, if I had a technician and their report card looked like that, I would fire him so fast, their fucking head would spin, bro. That is ridiculous. And that's it on paper for everyone to see. Everyone should look at that. Every single one of us who follow this club, that is your manager, and that's the legacy he's leaving right now.
It's embarrassing.
Right there on paper.
Let's go down. Let's go down this dossier. the infamous Olympiacos. Some of these the pain just starts to come back when I think about some of these games. 3-2 on aggregate. FA Cup 2-1. Chelsea. Oh, we won that one. That was with Emery's team. That was the one that everybody. That was the caretaker.
Gift.
Yeah, that was the caretaker team there. Caretaker. Then you look over at Premier League 2019-20. Finished 43 points behind first. Jesus Christ. Carabao Cup, December 20th. Man City 4, Arsenal 1. You remember that one, Jay? That's the one we were hoping last year. We were hoping that we'd do something. We get blown away. Then you look at Southampton, the mighty Southampton, 1-0. You look over there, you see Villarreal. We can't forget about Villarreal. We can't forget about that one. 2-1 on aggregate. Then in 2021 in the league, 25 points behind.
That's for me. That's the firing point.
Yeah, 25 points behind first.
They fired other managers for less than that, guys.
Well, he lost his first. He lost his first 3 games. He lost his first 3 games, and then the player that might have stopped him getting sacked, Aubameyang, who scored with 20 minutes left against Norwich to get 3 points. He ended up just kicking him out of the club, because Aubameyang wouldn't play left back, left wing, and striker for Arteta.
He loves that left back. He loves that left back. If you play for Arteta, when he brings you in, hey, I'm gonna need you to play left back sometime. He done it with everybody's gonna play left back under this manager. So you might as well he's gonna be right back and left back, Darren. You might as well get ready for it.
Hey, Saka play left back too. It's crazy.
Yeah. You had Martinelli back that last game, but no, it was Jesus back that last game. So I mean, everybody's gonna play that position. Let's look at FA Cup 2022. Nottingham Forest 1, Arsenal 0. Out of that, threw that one. Remember that one? Oh, we don't need to win. We're not worried about that. We're not worried about. We got bigger fish to fry. Carabao Cup. Liverpool 2, Arsenal 0. Premier League 2021-2022, 24 points behind first. Just look at this. Just 24 points, 25 points, 43 points. The 9-11. Excuse me, not 9-11, but 2022 Carabao Cup. Brighton, the mighty Brighton, the Seagulls of the coast. 3, Arsenal 1. Look, just City 1, Arsenal 0. FA Cup, Premier League 23. Man, this is right here. This is when you talk about icing on the cake. This is the one that did it for me. And y'all talk about a damn Porto when we come back from the break. I wanted Porto. We're gonna take care of Porto. We're not afraid of Europe. Okay. Well, Sporting Lisbon 3-3 on aggregate. Send us home on penalty kicks. Y'all talking about we're gonna beat Porto. All right, 2023, 5 points behind first after bottling an 8-point lead in first after leading the league in 93% of the season. That right there, Oregon, Jez, Lee, Eli, everybody in the chat, that alone should have had him sent home at the end of last season. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. A club with ambition would have fired him on the pitch. Instead, you know how they rewarded him? They bought him a Labrador to catch his frisbee after practice. That's what they went and did. That's what they went and did. Carabao Cup 23, West Ham 3, Arsenal 1. Home we go again, and then as of today, Liverpool 2, Arsenal 0 in the FA Cup, sent packing again in about a month. Will be
and that defeat to West Ham 3-1. That's when the rot set in. So that shows you compete for every trophy. If you don't compete for every trophy and you throw one in the bin, the momentum goes.
Goon, I know you got to get out of here, brother. Go ahead and drop some heat, man.
Thank you again for having me on the show. This is the legacy he's leaving, everyone. This is the legacy. It's on paper for everyone to see. Shout out Darren. Shout out Eli. Shout out my man Jez. I'm sorry you have to go through this.
Oh, it's all good, brother.
It breaks my fucking heart, man, to see
Yeah.
you so angry. It does.
The pain of an Arsenal fan, bro. The pain of an Arsenal fan.
I know, and everyone in there from the old school, I know it hurts you to the bone, and I'm sorry that this man is taking over this era, but we're going to get him out. So anyway, you all have a blessed day today or tonight. Tomorrow it's 1 o'clock in the morning over there. So thanks again, Maddie. It's great to see
all right,
everybody
brother.
in the chat. I'm glad we all got together late at night to talk about this because it's we need change, new direction in 2024. God bless you all. Thanks again. Peace.
Peace, Dow.
What's up, Dow?
Jazz, this right here, what we're looking at, this is the resume of destruction.
Man, the guy should have gone, right? The guy should have gone in 2021. He'd had his time. He's proved his inability to actually win anything. The fact that we kept him there, right? Finished 25 points.
25, 24, 33
points behind first place. Does that not tell you everything you need to know? The guy is useless. The guy does not know what he's doing. It shows, and he has showed to all of us, to you, Matt, Darren, Illy. He showed his bloody arrogance every single sodding bloody season. He's outed players that are better than what we've got.
Yeah.
And yet he's still sitting there like an absolute arrogant piece of shit. It's time for him to piss off out of this football club. I'm telling you right now, we ain't winning jack shit this season.
No chance.
Yeah, we'll see the excuses tomorrow. We'll see it on certain channels. We'll see it. I'm not on Twitter because it's a waste of time.
Cesspool.
We'll see him on there. Oh, well, yeah, this, that, blah, blah, bullshit excuse, this, that, this, whatever, whatever. No. Look at the realist fact of it all. The man is a clown. He's a prick. He's useless. Right? No other football club in Britain, England, or in Europe would take his inabilities to do this. Arsenal Football Club cannot accept this any bloody more. We can see it all. We can see how crap he is. Right? Get him out now before he does even further damage. We're in a January transfer window. We need to get players in. Who is going to come and play for this absolute fucking arsehole? Excuse my French.
Bro, there's no need to excuse him, man.
So angry. I am so angry. The fact that I haven't even gone. Normally, I would have like, oh, well, okay. Yeah, we've lost the game. Right, fair enough. I'm not happy, but I'll go to bed. I cannot sleep tonight. I am so upset. I'm so angry. It's the FA bloody cup. And once again, this absolute bloody arsewipe has thrown it in the bin. We could have beaten Liverpool today. They were there for the taking. Yeah, no question about it. That was a poor Liverpool team. We had them, and we just couldn't, because this absolute idiot put out a stupid team yet again. He made stupid changes, didn't make the right changes. Why can he not understand the game of football? It's quite simple. When things aren't working, you mix it up. Other managers do it. Klopp does it. Guardiola does it. No, because this idiot thinks he's better than anybody else. And he's an absolute fucking idiot. And he needs to get out of this club now. And the fan base are the people who will get him out. Because he got booed today. That team got booed today, right? And they didn't have the bottle to go and face the fans in the North Bank. They didn't go anywhere.
Nowhere near.
I heard a few boos at the West Ham game as well at the end.
Yeah, there was a couple of them in there.
There was a couple in the West Ham game as well.
Yeah, Kenny said they were giving Saka a little hell there. in that game. Let me tell you something. The rot has set in on this manager. Hear this under the sound of my voice. This manager is on borrowed time.
Hope so.
He's on borrowed time. I've been telling people that last year was fool's gold. He himself, Darren, came out this summer, and what did he say? I almost turned it in. I almost hung it up. And for a manager to say that, that lets you know deep down in his heart of hearts, he knows he's going just about as far as he can go. You can see it in his face. You can see it in his face. Any man that's trying stuff with Thomas Partey right back, the best midfielder, the defensive mid in the team, the start of the season, he ran Timber into the ground. First game for the club. First game. Jesus rushed him back. Hadn't been the same since. He rushed him back to sit Trossard down. And how did that work out? Still haven't recovered from it. You look at his dealings with players like Guendouzi. Look at his player like dealing with him Aubameyang. I tell people his resume speaks for itself. I don't have to sit. I'm not making up this stuff just to make up stuff. This man is the windows, the money has been spent, the arrogance. Anytime, look at the Newcastle game. Comes out of the game, goes straight to VAR. And I'll say this again. I said it on my fan cam. I'll say it again. Instead of the club talking about winning an FA Cup and challenging to win this thing this week, we are locked in with a meeting with the PGMOL about a damn tackle on soccer. That's what we're concerned about.
Yep.
That's what we're concerned about this week. With safety, player safety. When none of these cats on this team would have held a candle to when Duncan Ferguson and those boys were back there tackling. And they're concerned about this little tackle, these so-called tackles that they getting, these little niggles. I'll say it again. We need Zulu warriors across this pitch from top to bottom, including the manager. We need a hardened manager, a manager that's made of steel, who can navigate our team. This man is navigating us on a highway to hell. We are on a highway, a straight shot on the highway to hell. Because this is going to be a hellish season. And I told people at the beginning of the season that this manager had no clue of what he was doing, where he was going. And Darren, I'm going to turn it over to you. The players are starting this. I'm telling you now, just wait. Next 6 games, we're going to start hearing rumblings. You know, people want to try the so-called toxic positivity crew wants to come out. They want to use the Ramsdale narrative. That they want to use that narrative. That's not it. No. That ain't it. You're going to start hearing about infighting very soon up under this manager. You just watch and wait, because they see the same numbers right here. They see this right here. Some of these players have been involved in just about most of the players that's in his team has just been involved with all of this. You don't think that wears on a player's psyche after a while? There's a reason why soccer didn't sign an extension, add an extra year on there. And I'm gonna tell you this: Trossard might start looking for. Don't be surprised by the end of the month if he doesn't put in a transfer request. Just get me out of here. Because he's wasted what is Trossard, 29, 28, 29?
He's about 28 or so. He's
in that if you're going to do it, you need to be doing it now type deal. Yeah. And if he's not, he needs to move on. He's going to say, I need to get out of here. He played Kivio today. You got Suarez sitting over there on the bench, just collecting the check. Cedric Suarez was sitting on the bench today. What kids has he brought through the academy since he's been here?
None.
Not a single one, Jez. Not a single one. At least Arsene Wenger would give us 1 or 2. And they would tend to be quality. You know, this guy is absolutely clueless to the fact of how to run and how to sustain a football club. He is clearly out of his depth. He should have been down there in the National League, down there with one of those teams, and doing something. Maybe they should have got him over at Wrexham. Maybe he should have been over there. No, they would have got him at Wrexham. They'd still be where they was at. So no, they actually progressing over there. They doing better over there. He's been there. They'd been probably going back the other way. But he should have been somewhere else besides Arsenal Football Club. And we said this since day one. People has chastised us. They said, "Oh, y'all are negative. You don't know what you're talking about. Go along to get along, and you need to be thankful. Who would you bring in? All of the talking points that we've heard for over the past year, and now that chicken is starting to come home and roost, and it's putting his chest out and it's roosting. This is I personally, I am sick of this man. I am sick of him. I am sick and tired of him. Jez, I don't know if you caught this earlier. I'll say it again. I don't want him to. I don't want them to let him spend another red cent if he's in charge. I don't want another dollar spent under the auspice of this manager. Not one red cent needs to be spent again under this manager. We just need to lock it down for the rest of the year. This is what we stuck with, and then we just deal with it afterwards. Don't let him spend more money, because every player that he buys, we're gonna be stuck with this trash for the next 5 or 6 years.
Yep.
Next 5 or 6 years, we're gonna be paying people £300,000 a week for the paperweight.
He should not be given another single bloody pound. Nope. He should be gone tomorrow morning, right? And we should be looking at a caretaker to get somebody in. I'm going to say this, people. I'm going to say this. Is it more important that we get in a striker or get in a manager?
Manager.
Yeah.
Manager.
100%.
Because I don't trust this man any further.
No.
I don't trust him. I would rather, at this point of this capitulation of what we're going through, is to Arsenal Football Club to sack that manager, this idiot, tomorrow morning, right? And go out, and if need be, go and get Conte. He's available.
Yeah.
Right.
Zidane.
We could actually just say to Conte, look, we'll give you X million pounds. Just come in. Let's get us over the bloody line, and then we'll talk to you. We'll talk to you. See how you perform to the end of the season, right? We're still in the Champions League. We're still in the potential challenge for the Premier League. Yeah. Let's see how you do. If you do a job, then we'll talk further.
See, I'd like to think the board won't just say, right, Arteta, you're sacked, and then give it to AirPod Albert to the rest of the season and Diver. I'd like to see the board be strong, go behind Arteta's back, get a ready-made replacement in for the next day after he gets told sacked. That's what I want to see from the board at Arsenal Football Club. I don't want to see them sack Arteta and then go, oh, your second in command, AirPod Albert, can have the reins. No.
Darren, you're quite right, mate. You're quite right. I think the whole point is, and I'm going to say this now, I'll leave it to the rest of you guys, is this club have got to show some bollocks, right? And say, we can't take this anymore. You've had your chance, Arteta. You've had your chance, man. You failed, right? Now we're going to have to make a move, and you're out the door, man. Yeah? And if we need to bring in AirPod Albert, yeah, temporarily, what they should be doing is, as you said, yeah, going behind the scenes, going behind his back and say, right, let's get somebody else. They won't do that.
No.
They won't do it because they haven't got the balls. And the reason they won't do it is because he's the Mr. Nice Guy with the Arsenal management. He's a yes man. He's arrogant to the players. Edu obviously sucks him off, and that's they're in cahoots all the bleeding time. Yeah. And I'm sure there's absolutely something going wrong there for sure, because some of the deals that have gone on and some of the players being brought in for what I do never know. So you have to look at the fact, get both of them out. Get them both out, because it's all things are not happy there. They might be happy together because something ain't right. and they need to sod off out this football club, because until they go, nothing's bloody changing, and it's a disgrace, an absolute bloody shit show disgrace.
Yeah, I just the day, man. Like I said, I watched the game in real time, and it's just when you just watch it, we can't score. And you just watch, you see Odegaard, you see Space Ghost, as I call him, Space Ghost, coast to coast. He's just, same old. Soccer,
Weak.
same old.
Weak.
Everybody was clamoring for Ramsdale. 2 goals again on him. Darren, another double. He got another set of goals put on him. Dinking over the top. Then you look at the strikers, the so-called strikers. You put the Giraffe up there. He can't score. I mean, the whole team is done.
Mm-hmm.
It's done.
There's no combination play. There's nothing. Even Gary Neville, who I don't like, but I've got to respect him. A couple of weeks ago, I think we lost. Who was it, against Fulham, or might have been the West Ham game, or it might have even been Liverpool, a 1-1 draw away. He said the front three don't link up. So Jesus, Martinelli, and Saka, when do you ever see them all interlink? And they don't. Either Saka tries to take the left back on and the left midfielder on who's doubled up on him, and then he has to track back and then pass it back into midfield. Jesus just zigzags and runs around everywhere and breaks his knee every 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And Martinelli is the Brazilian Martin Hayes. He's so overrated. When he does go through, most of his shots, he hits straight in the goalkeeper's chest, puts down the goalkeeper's throat.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. He had 2 or 3 chances, clear-cut chances. He beat the player. I mean, it's just shocking. And you know what? He's gone
downhill
under this manager.
He's got worse.
What?
He was better than this 2 or 3 seasons ago.
He's got worse. He said,
you know what?
Go ahead, Eli.
I was gonna say the craziest thing. His first year that we brought him in, guess where he played? Striker.
Right down the middle.
And right down the middle, and he scored 10 goals in 12 games. 10 goals in 12 games. And he's gotten progressively worse each season, barring last season, where we had that anomaly of a year where we were just creating overloads after overloads. And I still don't understand why we had to change that. Like, why did we change that? It was a formula that was working. And the only reason we capitulated last year was because of the stupid decisions that the manager was making. And because of that, it filtered down to the players and they started making stupid decisions. Like, it's not like I don't hear this, oh, it was because we lost Saliba. I'm not hearing that. Because if we was a true title contending team, we wouldn't have capitulated like that. We wouldn't have drawn at Anfield. We wouldn't have drawn against West Ham. We wouldn't have drawn against Southampton. We wouldn't have lost those games that we lost. You know what I'm saying? That you can't tell me that was all on the players. It was the manager and his system, and the fact that he makes these stupid substitutions. And people say, "Oh, give him time." No, get him out the club yesterday. Seriously, I'm done with this. I'm done with this fraud. I'm done with this arrogant prick. I'm done with this dude. Like, I just want to see somebody that can have us playing fluid football that will blow these teams out the water. And then once we blow these teams out the water, then that's when we can sit back, relax, just ping the ball around, and then possibly get more goals out of that. That's how this team should be playing. Not this pragmatic nonsense where we pass from side to side.
Party it right back.
To front. Yeah, it's just like, come on, bro, what are you doing? Why are you trying to shoehorn this kid that we know he's been playing like trash for 3 years? We've seen it. We've seen 29 play like garbage for 3 years in every single position. It's not just one position that he's failing at. He's failing at every single position, but you go and buy him for $65 million. We could have easily got Kudus and Madison for that same amount. Would have got covered for Saka.
That was not to cut across you, but that right there is prime a example of his arrogance. He knows he can't get anything out of 29. But what did he do? When he spent 65 million on it, I'm gonna prove all y'all wrong.
Yeah. And the biggest question for me is why haven't we seen Rice and Partey in midfield? I mean, what is wrong with Partey? What is he injured?
I got a theory.
Has he had a row with a manager?
That's what I think.
Last season's success was mainly down to Partey. The bloke is a genius. He'd get the ball on one foot, transfer it, trap it, and then in one movement with his other foot, he'll knock a ball through to a player, and then we'll be in on goal. We've missed that this season.
Yeah, I got a theory on that. It's either one, A, like you said, he had a row with Arteta, just like I'm sure Tierney has, which is why he's gone.
Yeah.
Which is why I think what happened with Aubameyang, which is why he's gone. You know, and all these other players that he's gotten rid of because they were toxic in the dressing room. No, they were just challenging you, and you didn't like that. It's either
I'm
that
not playing right
or
back,
B,
Mr. Arteta.
Yeah,
exactly. It's either that or B, he's under house arrest because of these claims that have been allegedly these claims that have allegedly gone on. You know what I'm saying? It might be something along those lines.
I'll tell you what, Eli. If that's the case, then the club needs to come out with a statement. We need to move on and do whatever. It's time all this skullduggery, because I'm looking at him on Instagram and he's having a good time. He's enjoying himself. You know, all this skullduggery. Meat. I know you're trying to get in here, brother. Glad to have you, my man. What's your take on today's shambolic display?
Matt, just before he comes in, I'm going to have to shoot. I've got a word tomorrow. So thanks for having me on, dudes.
Right, big up, Dan.
Good to see you, my man.
Cheers.
Thanks, Matt, for having me on.
Absolutely, bro. I knew you were trying to get on earlier, my man. That's why.
Yeah. I had some streaming issues earlier, but I'm back now. So it's not just today, man. Can anybody name me 2 or 3 games in the entire Arteta's career for Arsenal where Arsenal were trailing and he made some in-game changes and Arsenal ended up winning? You cannot name 2 or 3 games in entire 4 years of his career. And we see managers like making changes, 60 minutes, 65 minutes, even Klopp. The other day, Newcastle, the match was 1-1 and Klopp made a few changes at 60 minutes, made a few substitutions. There you go. Started scoring. And Mikel Arteta, people tell me that he's a tactical genius. Well, I've been waiting 4 years. His in-game management sucks. Like, he waits till 80 minutes in every game to make any change. So what is this guy all about? Is he all about PR? Because he has manipulated the entire fan base ever since he joined the club. He hasn't done anything. It's just manipulation after manipulation. It's just that he speaks very well in the press conferences and the fans lap it up. Like he always, if you see his press conferences, he always says the right things. Whatever fans want to hear, he says the exact right things because, the PR guys tell him, you should say this, and fans lap it up. Bro, we don't want you to say stuff like that. We want actions on the field, and you have under-delivered. And I also question the Cronkies. If you plan to spend 600, 700 million in the next 3 or 4 years, why would you give that to a novice? If you want to spend 700 million, why don't you give it to Ancelotti or that kind of a person? Because at that time, Ancelotti went to Everton. Why? I don't get the thought process from Kroenke's end as well. And even now, every window he's wasting 150, 200 million. Every summer he's wasting it.
Jazz, me. You do realize that if they were to give him any more money, we're going to eclipse $1 billion. We're right at $1 billion.
Exactly. And that's my point. At what point the Cronkies are saying, okay, enough is enough. We have given him 4 years, 4.5 years, 700 million. At what point does it stop? People are saying he's progressing. Oh, he finished 8th twice. Now he's finished 5th and 2nd. He was the one who took us 8th. We were 5th the season before. He was the one who took us 3 levels down to 8th, and then 8th again, and then back at 5th. And people are saying, oh, it's progress. No, it's not progress. We were never our 8th club. Arsenal was never an 8th club. Even the last years of Wenger or Emery, we were finishing 5th. So it's crazy what this guy has done. And Wenger and Emery never got backed financially, as this guy has been done. So, who's to say? I'm convinced if Emery was given 700 million, we would have won the league by now. we would have qualified for the Champions League at least 3 times by now. We might have even like reached a final of the Champions League by now if Emery was given 700 million. It's crazy. It's crazy what this guy is getting away with, like, you know, just by PR and bullshit like this, and fans are lapping it up. And I just don't get it. Like, are fans like stupid? Can't they like see? Like, why don't the fans boo in the stadiums? I don't get it.
Yeah.
No, fact.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're getting we're in the end game of Arteta and Australia going. Sorry, brother. I'm trying to get to him. We got 145 in the building. We got the chat moving. 4 people in the past. There's a lot going on. A lot of moving parts. So I'm trying to get everybody's chat as I can. While you're here, make sure you hit that like button. We're going to tarry on here for another 10 minutes or so, and we're going to turn. It's starting to get late. I know it's late over there where Jed's is, and we're going to tune in and get ready to turn in just a little bit. But I had to do this. I hadn't planned on doing anything today, but I was like, Jez, I went to dinner, man. I was just sitting there with my lady, man. I was just thinking about how piss poor this game was today. And it's just, you just get tired of it. You just mentally, you get tired of seeing the same thing over and over and over and over and over. And it's just, after a while, something has to give. Something has to give. And hopefully, people are starting to wake up to this manager. Hopefully, people are going to see, especially if we don't make any more signings, which I hope we don't. Like I said, I hope we don't make another signing under this manager and let people see this fixed bench that everybody was clamoring. Jay, you remember it was 8 out of 10 transfer window. People were saying 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. And we were saying 4 and 5 out of 10. And, and y'all are being negative. And now being proven right. Now, I hate to be proven right, but we're being proved right. So it is what it is. I'm going to go through some of these. Let's go through some of these here. Let's see what we got here. We got Deb in the building, 93% on top. Yep, Baller League. Sel Nketiah and Smith Rowe. It's a shame how he did Smith Rowe. That right there, he completely ruined his career. I think he still has a chance if he gets out. He can probably salvage it, but the longer he stays here, man, the worse it's gonna be off here.
The worst thing about it is that Smith Rowe actually saved his job.
Yeah. Somebody get this Gloria Puchfonte out of the chat, please. Somebody please get her out of here. We go ahead and put the ban on her, please, mods. Just going through the chat. Yeah, that Porto game. That's another one that's coming. Like I said, that's another one. Get ready. So I think Porto's gonna line us up real good. If we could handle the Lons and PSV. So
that's looking long. That's looking long.
Yeah, this guy couldn't get past Olympiacos, Villarreal, and Sporting. So how is he gonna get past Porto?
Yeah, his European pedigree is just not good, and it never has been. And for people that always want to bring up about him, he was the captain of the club, and this and the third. Let's just be frank. He was a panic buy off the back of an 8-2 loss to Manchester United. If he was so good as a manager, and he was so vaunted, and people wanted him so bad, why didn't Everton come knocking? That right, that tells you all you need to know, Jez. Everton, they come knock. They were in dire straits, and we'll go get Ancelotti instead. They go do what we did do. I'll tell you the truth. Oh, you can't make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, look here. We're gonna go ahead and get ready to round off. Chat. Appreciate y'all coming through. Eli, I appreciate you, brother. Where can people find you, man? Do you have a channel, my friend?
Not quite yet. I'm gonna start it up hopefully sometime soon, sometime this year. But usually you can find me in Matt's channel. You can find me in Jez's channel. I'm usually there. You can find me in Lee Gunner's channels. I'm usually in the chat somewhere lurking. You can find me on Instagram at Eli_Harmonize. If you have any questions you want to ask me or anything like that, if you want to just chat it up about Arsenal or football in general, Yeah, just hit me up there. I'm always open to that. Appreciate you again for having me
Hey,
on.
no, brother. I appreciate you coming through, man.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Yes, meet. Or do you have a channel, brother?
No channel, just on Twitter, justmeet_Leo.
Okay, appreciate you, brother, coming through, man. Sorry about the technical difficulties you had earlier, man, but you're always welcome over here, my friend. Great points, great insight, my friend. And then Godfather Jazz. What's up, brother? Tell everybody. Hey, first off, what do you have coming up? Because I know you might have something coming down the pipe.
Oh man, I've got a lot coming up this week, man. Seriously.
You actually gonna have a busy week this week.
Yeah, I've got a lot to say. Tomorrow night, I'm doing a show with Lee and Kenny, our weekly podcast. Wednesday night, I'm on with Lee and Kenny, and get some other people on as well. And Matty, it's about time you come back on my show.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You haven't been on for a while, and it's good to meet you guys. You're in my chat.
Yes, sir.
You guys, you're in my chat. Nice to meet you. And
nice to meet you too, Jez.
And facts spoken. It's always good to meet the real people. And it's going to be a week to talk about certain things about the club. And I'm still bloody fuming, seriously. And I mean, it's been great. It's been a great day to work with other people today. To be fair, I've done a couple of watch-alongs with the Yeti. I did a watch-along on Tony Claude's. I don't normally do Arsenal watch-alongs because I get too engrossed and I get too passionate, and it proved it today. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it because, I went on fire. But Matty, as always, man, thanks for having me on. My channel is Arsenal, the History and More, and it's all Arsenal, all history. I do like getting other guys on to talk about football in general, upcoming games, post-match reviews, all that sort of drama. And what can I say, man? Shocking display today. Matty, thanks for having me on here tonight.
Absolutely.
And, it's always a pleasure to come on and see you.
Yes, sir. Likewise, brother. And we definitely gonna get together, man. Promise. You know my schedule. You know how my schedule goes. We'll definitely get together. I want to say thank you, everybody. This week, starting tomorrow, I want you to go out there. I want y'all to get the pulse and start looking. You're going to start noticing a change. We noticed it today. Like you said, boos at the end of the game. I've seen several people online. I've know one or two personal people that I know. They're starting to change their tunes. People who was Arteta in or start. I heard one today say, it's time to start questioning the manager. And the further this goes, Crystal Palace, Liverpool, Porto. Watch what I tell you. And things are going to start turning. Let me tell y'all, let me make life easier for you. There's no one signing we can make this year to save this season. There's no one signing. So get that out your head. They need to get another cent. It's time for Kroenke to close up the wallet, put it up, and we'll see what you can do. We'll see how you can really manage now. And if it means that we're out of the European places, then it is what it is. At least we know we need to restart. That's how it needs to be going forward. I'd rather just reset the whole thing and start over than to give this man another red cent.
Nope.
Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button on your way out. I want to say thank you for joining us tonight on this impromptu edition of the Fireside Chat. I'm Matt, the Southern Gooner, and we are out. Have a great night, everybody.
And Arteta out.
Arteta out.
Out.